Okay. All right. Let's try this again. All right. Let's try this again and stuff. Same thing as before. You come in, give me an audio check. Okay. All right, Mr. Aaron. Okay. So we'll go back into it and stuff. Well, all right, preacher. Okay, you there? All right. So, all right, Mr. Hicks. Okay. All right. Now, Chase Andrews situation when he delivered his load. Okay, he delivered his load on, I believe Wednesday, either Thursday. They called him about a load, but they didn't give him no information, right? And so when they finally gave him the detail, they said that the load picks up on Tuesday, the 17th. So when he began to get more information, he found out that the load was a broker load, right? So in that situation there and stuff, they call him about the load that's supposed to pick up on Tuesday. So being that he got all this time and stuff left, it puts him in a very dangerous position because see now the brokers, because see, let's just say, let's see, yeah. So his load and stuff. All right, so he went on here, he committed with the load and stuff like that. So let's just say the load is paying X amount of dollars, right? Let's just say it's paying another $4,000 to go to, and again, it didn't go into detail how much the load cost. But I'm just using that example. Is that let's just say the load's paying $4,000, the load doesn't have to pick up till Tuesday. So what they would do, they would take the load down. All right. The other thing and stuff that the broker won't do, they won't give you any kind of information about the load and stuff as far as like where it's picking up, the pickup numbers, those sort of things there until the day before you pick the load up. And the reason being is because this is what they do typically. They put the load out there, somebody commits to it. So that means that they know they definitely have somebody to pull the load for the set price. All right. So now they got ample amount of time to say, well, let's put the load out there and see if I can do it for $400 less and see who jumps at it. $400 less, $300 less, $200 less, $100 less. And so if anybody jumps for it and stuff, then they'll say, okay, yeah, you got the load. And so then they'll call Chase and Andrews and tell him, hey, listen, man, the load council. And you ain't got no way of verifying whether the load has been canceled. So what I tell people is that when you're in situations like that and you commit to a load that far out, make sure that they send you all the information that you need to pick up numbers where it's picking up from, so on and so forth. Because in the contract, it states that you know what I just described. They can't do that. They can't say, well, they can't snatch the load away from you unless they got verification that the load has been canceled. So they'll tell you this without having no information to verify. So if you got the pickup information, then it's simply all thing you do. You call over there, you call, get a hold of the shipper, give them the pickup number, and you just inquire about the load. Hey, what time does the load pick up? They might tell you, okay, based on the rate con that you got, the load picked up at 1300. So what they should be telling you when you call over there, well, hey man, the load canceled. So there's no load and stuff like that. We got with whoever to let them know that or whatever. But if they tell you anything other than that, then what they did, they set you up in a position just in case um, the person that's supposed to do the load, if they decide to fall off of it, right? Even though they're doing it for $400 cheaper, $300 cheaper, $200 cheaper, then they at least got the load covered, right? And they got you as the secondary, but they always looking for a primary, and they always looking for a primary. So anytime that you're booking a load with a broker, then the only time that you give them is maybe 24 hours. So you look at something today for something picking up tomorrow, but you don't put yourself out there, whole days and stuff in advance because it gives them the advantage to get the load covered for a lower rate. And if all else failed, then at least they still got you on it. So then they'll hit you with the 1-2 and say, well, hey, you're committed. We got a contract and stuff like that. So you can't go back and say, well, hey, I found something a little bit better than what yours is paying. But the contract states that you can't do nothing like that. So um, you got to hold people feet to the fire, because when they do things like that, just like they'll put a ping on you or your carrier and say, well, hey, you know, see, they used to didn't do that and stuff, but see, now they got people in departments that if you book a load and then you back out of it for unknown reasons or whatever stuff, then they'll put a bad credit mark against you or your carrier or your authorization or your authority number. And so now everybody's now everybody's networking and knowing this is the type of techniques and stuff that you do. So, when they pull your stuff up, right, they already got this should you trust the broker? No. Never trust the broker. But what they do is that they got departments now and stuff that go after people that do stuff like that on the transportation side. But see, we don't have that type of networking to go against brokers who do things like that. So see, this is why networking is so important. They are setting up. They are setting up. They will lie and they will cancel. Yeah. So that's the way it always is and stuff. And so again, I understand the tech. I understand the need for want to save money and stuff. I mean, we all do it. That's why we go to Walmart versus going to your neighborhood mom and pop stores and stuff. But in the it has its pros and its cons and stuff, and we can see now the cons of going to your friendly neighborhood Walmart and stuff now. So we're always looking for the best price and stuff, but we got to keep that in consideration in all things. We're not going to be paying. Somebody comes with a price, they're not going to be settling for just you're not just going to settle for one price and stuff unless you're in a particular position to where it's beneficial towards you. Like, let's see, yeah, the whole trucking business is just like anything else and stuff. It's a cutthroat. It's a cutthroat business and stuff. And so you can't really trust anybody, your dispatcher, nothing. I mean, cause if they give you the wrong, they'll send you the wrong. Well, they'll tell you the wrong information, but then it could be something as simple as them overlooking the rate con and stuff, and the load was supposed to pick up at 1400. The low was supposed to pick up at 1400 and stuff, and then he told you to be there at when you verbally talk to him and stuff, he probably told you to be there at 1800. So when they send the rate con and stuff like that, you already know what it is, or the load assignment, or if you're a company driver, you already know what it is because you're taking the word of your dispatcher and stuff like that because we're conducting business, and then you find out, oh man, you 4 hours late. And now you subject to fines and stuff like that. So what does the dispatcher do? Oh well, you should have been looking at your computer. We sent the Raycon and stuff over. It has all the information up there, and the whole conversation that you had with them on the phone and stuff, it goes right out the window. And see, we're all guilty of that because in a business setting and stuff, you think that when we're having conversation about business that we shouldn't be lying to each other about nothing. But unfortunately and stuff, when people make mistakes and those mistakes begin to cost you money, they say, hey, listen, rather than just taking the blame and say, okay, I got to do better, they'll just put it on another person and continue to make these same mistakes. You know, and so many instances and stuff that you can do. Let's see. So, would you try to book a load the day? Um, come on. Let's see. Dang. All right, Sue. Would you try to book a load day time? So truckers. Okay. hold on, make sure I'm reading that right. So would you try to book a load the day of pickup time? Some truckers book loads 3 days out. Okay, it works. It works and stuff based upon what kind of clientele you're dealing with. If you've been working with these guys and stuff to a point to where you got an understanding of how they do things, and you know that they ain't gonna be undercutting you or doing some shady stuff, then yeah, you can probably book your load days in advance and stuff like that. But that's only if you have enough confidence in the clientele and stuff. But other than that, if it's just a broker, then again, you just to be on the safe side. And this is what my master teacher taught me and stuff. So shout out to our Casanova 601. Um, you know, a day, a day in advance and stuff, sometimes 2 days, but again, you kind of anything over that day, then you kind of you know, you're kind of taking a chance and stuff like that, especially, sometimes you might go in, like I do East Coast, and it's very imperative and stuff, man, that you kind of know what you're up against, especially when you go anything past that George Washington Bridge, which means Connecticut all the way up to Massachusetts and Maine, to get a feel and stuff of what's up there. And if you can book a day or two of stuff in advance, then, it would be in your best interest to do it. But, if you do that, then again, you still have to stay um, communicating stuff with the people that you have to load with. That way, nothing happens, because it's one of those states you want to get in and get out. It's not as bad as Florida, but again, if you wait to the day of, sometimes they may have too many trucks and stuff that's up there, and then you wind up sitting for a day or two, especially if the weather is bad. So, let's see. Broker tried to get me to do $800 for 8 miles. Kroger pick. Let's see, 10 p.m. dropped at 10 a.m. I said no, thank you. In Mr. Hill, let's see. In that situation, Dan stuff. In that situation, Dan stuff. I mean, if you knew that, I mean, you looked at your position from an economical standpoint, and hey, it is what it is. Some people would have jumped right on it though. I mean, let's be honest. Some people would have jumped right on it, but again, um, okay, there he is. There the master teacher right there. They're the master teacher right there. Hold up, I'm gonna get to you. Let's see. What do you think about the best region to run? From what I'm being told, the South is the best region. I went home crossing. Okay, so yeah, you all right? So you did the right thing. You did the right thing, and don't let nobody tell you no different. They gonna sit there. They gonna have their little, you know. Hey, it's a broken load. It's a broken. When they said broken load and stuff, that was it. All bets was off. You know, you could have went home then. When they said broken load, that was it. They said if it was in house, then what you could start doing is negotiating and say, okay, all right, if I got to sit here 5 days, then um, we need to be talking about all kinds of money. You see what I'm saying? I got idle expenses, I got motel expenses and stuff like that. You want me to sit here and stuff, so obviously it's got some good money on it. Okay, let's talk about it from a business aspect. Otherwise, hey, look, Tuesday you can always have a truck here before Tuesday. I don't have to be here generally and stuff like that. What's the importance of stuff of me sitting here and stuff? Explain that to me. And when you explain it to me and stuff, I mean, I want you to explain it to me from a economical standpoint. Let's talk about the dollars, because that's what I'm gonna be throwing. That's what I'm gonna be talking to you about. Hey, listen, this is what it's gonna cost me and stuff to stay here. So I don't have a problem and stuff in staying if you don't mind covering that note. Otherwise, that Otherwise that and stuff, man, you can see it's not economically feasible. So and you can't argue with that. Put themselves in the same shoe. Well, let's see. If you sent your company truck, yeah, I would have $1,200. Absolutely not. No, you could have went. You could have went deadheaded to the house, got you another Arizona load, went back out there and stuff, man, and covered that one. But I'm gonna tell you though, man. I'm glad. I don't know if everybody else feel that way. I'm kind of glad that trip is over with, cause the second you sat there and said, the second you said you were going to Arizona, I got, my heart kind of dropped a little bit. Like, God, no, man, it's like you going, and it's like I'm going too. And I'm like, even though I know everything was gonna be all right and stuff like that, I just, I don't know, man. It's just I'm glad the trip is over with, and you're going to the house, and you got something else lined up. Cause bro, that I mean, I was just in tune. I mean, YouTube story, the whole 9 yards. Said, man, all right, where my man at today? Okay, he in Texas. All right, he in Texas. Then he got to Arizona and stuff, and then I said, oh man, here come the bull crap and stuff. They want you to unload it and all that other stuff there and everything. But again, it's over with. It's done. The truck done went out there. You done got the money. Everything is good. But but yeah, that's the thing there, man. It's that whole the from the time you announced that you were going to Arizona. Let's see. That's why we only run triangles around that. Yeah, exactly. You know, yes, exactly. But I mean, don't get me wrong. The opportunity, you know, when an opportunity comes and stuff, right? And it got good money on it, it make you change your whole. It kind of make you change your whole operation, man. I mean, they tell you like, I mean, like I said, good money. Then you talking about, man, you gonna bank 5 grand? You gonna bank 5 grand from this stuff? I mean, heck, you could do that and go straight to the house and still ain't hurting. Diesel fuel right now, stuff don't cost nothing. And then, you just luck up and might have to find something going back, even if it ain't paying nothing. If it's within the time frame, like, well, I'm dropping today and I'm picking up tomorrow and I'm grabbing something else. Uh, but yeah, man, I'm telling you, I'm glad that's over with though. I'm glad that's over with and stuff, man. I mean, cause the next thing I was thinking, I'm like, they might want him to go to California. I'm like, I don't know, cause see, I don't know. I guess I think like you in Memphis, and I'm in North Carolina and stuff like so. See, I'm still another 700 miles before I get to that location there. But that's what I feel like, man. You drive from North Carolina to Phoenix, like good gracious. But I forget it wasn't 1,400 miles out there and stuff. So all right, good. But yeah, I mean, bro, when I see like Party Hard from Virginia, and every time he do a video and stuff, man, he always um, Washington State, California. Who else do that too? Trucker Brown, he another good one. You know, out there in Oregon, Washington State, North Dakota, Wyoming, and stuff like that. And y'all from Virginia, from the East Coast states and stuff, man. I'm like, good gracious, dude. How y'all do it? But uh, the money. Let's see, and it wasn't all flat land. Those hills. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm gonna tell you anything past Fort Worth. I don't even know what it looks like, and I've been out here 18 years. I can tell I can tell you what the other side of Fort Worth looked like. It's all new to me and stuff. That's why I just stay tuned in. Cause like sometimes I'm like, you know what? I need to go out there and stuff, but then it's just I don't know, man. I couldn't. I wouldn't know what to do, man. I get out there and stuff, man, and just get start making rookie mistakes and stuff like that, cause um regional. Okay, yeah, you can call it regional. Yeah, you can call it regional. Northeast and stuff like. I take care of everything from Florida. I take care of everything from Florida all the way up to Canada. On let's see, like, but we're talking about Northeast Canada. North Brunswick. That area there and stuff. I take care of all stuff in North Brunswick. So if you take 95 and stuff from 95 all the way down, from 95 all the way down and stuff. If you go west, um, 81, Interstate 81, everything east of 81, I take care of that. And then, yeah, everything east of 81 and stuff like that. And then every now and again, I might do a Buffalo or Rochester or something, but that's real rare. But that's as far west I go, you know. Um, let's see. So while I'm up here, I wanted to make some corrections and stuff from yesterday when I was breaking down some of the sciences and stuff about, um, cause I kept saying I need a calculator. So today we got one handy. All right. So what I was talking about yesterday was people setting up portfolios and stuff like that, and when is the time to do it. You know. And so let's just say, like I said, you jump into a lease. I had got the numbers. I was way off, but um, well, we're talking about numbers again and stuff, right? $1.25 a mile, which I seen this company advertising in their lease program. We pay $1.25 all miles, and so the math on that was $1.25 a mile, and we're doing 3,300 miles. We're doing 3,300 miles a week for 52 weeks. So the number on that was 4,125. So you take that and multiply it by 52, that'll give you 214,000, right? $214,000 off of making $1.25 a mile. So when you look at it, you say, "Well, daggone, man, that's a real good number." But when you're in a lease and you start to do the breakdown, the expenses that you are faced with right off the beginning is the diesel fuel. Okay, so you're doing 3,300 miles, and I'm saying that the truck is doing 5.5 miles to the gallon, and the reason why, because there are a lot of miles that you're going to be doing that you're not going to be getting paid for. So that breaks down your average from whatever your truck is supposed to be getting. Because some people say, "Oh, my truck's getting 7.5, 7, 8 miles to the gallon." But again, when you start adding in all the miles that you're driving that you're not getting paid for and stuff, it breaks it down to about 5.5. So you got to have that diesel fuel in order to keep the truck moving. So if you're doing 3,300 miles at 5.5 miles to the gallon, um, you're going to need 600 gallons of fuel. And so 600 gallons of fuel, and you're paying $2.85 right now. Not what we were paying, not what we're paying now, but on what the average used to be at $2.85 because of the fuel discounts that you get with the company that you're with, right? 'Cause they'll give it to you too. Oh well, make sure you fuel at the Pilot and the Loves and the TA to get that fuel discount. All right, so you're paying $2.85, right, with the fuel discount at 600 gallons. That's about $1,700 that you're spending in fuel. So at 3,300 miles a week at $1.25, that puts you at 41, right? That puts you at 41.25. So you subtract 17 from 41. Okay, that leaves you with 24. That leaves you with $2,400. Okay, so we don't took care of the fuel. We don't took care of the diesel fuel. Now, when we start talking about the overheads, we're talking about the truck, the insurance, um, and all the other stuff that comes with it, the contracts, your base plates, and all that stuff there and everything. And so, when everything is said and done, right? When everything is said and done, you're looking anywhere between 13 to 1500. So I'm gonna give it to you on the low end, right? $1,300. So you're paying $1,300 and stuff in contract fees, which includes your truck payments, right? So after you pay that, so after you pay that and stuff, you left with $1,100. Now that 1,100 and stuff is what you got to pay. We haven't even talked about maintenance on your truck, right? Which includes, tires, brakes, oil changes, any kind of breakdowns and stuff like that. So you got $1,100. You got $1,100 that you're working with, on top of the fact that I gave you 3,300 miles and stuff a week, which it's kind of hard to do. So I'm giving you contract fee on the low end. I'm giving you miles on the high end because that's what people are expecting, and then that's what you left with, $1,100. So see, um, if that's what you're left with, then it puts you in a very bad place and stuff, right? As far as like somebody getting comfortable, and then they wonder, okay, well, why am I in the hole and stuff like that? Because you ain't gonna get 3,300 miles and stuff, and you on a mileage contract, mileage, which means that you got to get it every single week. So when you're in that position, then stuff, and then you're working with $1,100, um, people don't take these things into consideration and saying, all right, what do I do when I'm in this position? You see, with that, this is where you have to start taking that money. This is where you have to start taking that money and start putting it to work. All right, what can I do? Well, my credit's kind of jacked up, right? The reason why I'm in this lease to start with, because I don't have enough credit. So this is where you start to get financial literacy and stuff. You look at people like Edine Cole. Like I said, I'm just using him as an example because he's a very, you know, as far as getting financial literacy and stuff from a business and personal standpoint on credit, this is where you go and you talk to him and get consultations on him. Find out what's going on. Don't get the free stuff now. Don't get the free stuff. You know, look at the free things and stuff and see if it's something that is worth you investing in and stuff. And then, if you're trying to get the real nitty gritty and stuff, the real hardcore stuff, then yeah, all right, then you need to kick up them dollars to get that understanding, start taking those steps to fixing your credit, right? Because once you get your credit and stuff straight, then, by then you should have your down payment. You should have your down payment, or you should at least know which way and stuff that you're going to go in the time of you in this process and stuff of you being in that lease program. So you don't get comfortable. You say, well, all right, I don't want to finance a truck. I just want to buy one straight out. So you find one at a good price. So now you got to be fixated on what do I do and stuff in order to get this truck up to par. Even though he might be selling it to me for, a real good price, what do I do afterwards? What do I take the truck and stuff to get these things and stuff straight? Because, I'm putting it to work. It ain't going to be doing no little small time local stuff where I'm going to be home every day. I'm talking about, if I need to ride out there and get it, can I get it? Can I go out here with some confidence? Let's see. Brian Howard is better than Edine Cole. Okay. Well, I mean, um, but again, that's networking right there and stuff. So, hey, I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check him out and stuff, But that's my go-to. That's my go-to and stuff there. So, what I'm going over here. I'm gonna purchase this truck and stuff. What things I need to do in order to put these things in here together, and can I go to a place where they're not gonna be overcharging me on things that I shouldn't be overcharged on? Like if I'm gonna get a rebuild on the truck, so nobody be quote. If I got a Detroit 60 series, they shouldn't be quoting me no $30,000 to get a rebuild on it when a rebuild and stuff on a 60 series, depending on what truck you get, can go as low as 5 grand. So you got to get an understanding through networking and stuff. You got to put yourself out there, start talking to people who took those same paths and stuff, right? and see if they could turn you on to some of their mechanics and stuff that they use, and then in terms of you looking right, you'll find the things that you're searching for to get stuff up to par. So when the time comes, so when the time comes and stuff, and it's ready for you to move, right, you can go ahead. You can do whatever it is that you're gonna do. If you're gonna go get the truck through the dealership, all right, you get it through the dealership. You go buy the truck and stuff cash, then you know to go get the truck cash and stuff. And once you get it, take it over here, get these things and stuff up to par and stuff. I know I need this right here, that right there, this right here, and you can do that. All right, Mr. G88, my man, that's my man right there, Mr. G88. So, you know, once you got those things, that's it. That's your step two right there. That's your step two. And so when you're in your step two, all right, you got the truck, whether you went and financed it or whether you went and got the truck and stuff and you paid, you got the cash truck, you got to make your money back for your investment. So as you're making your money back and stuff, that's when you begin to start building up your portfolio to see which way you're going to go and say, well, all right, since I got the truck and I got the things and stuff rebuilt, since I got the stuff rebuilt and it cost me this, um, what would be the cost of me doing that again if I go get me another truck? If I go get me another truck and then get it built up, and then because I need to start considering drivers if I'm expanding. Which way am I going to go? Am I going to go the route of what I did as far as like buying this truck cash and building it up and putting somebody in it, or am I going to go out here to a dealership and go that route then and stuff, right? Um, in the midst of that too and stuff, expanding your business. Um, all right, I'm over here and they do good and stuff like that. So can I bring on another driver and see if I can get this income increase? I get to learn I'm learning the routes and stuff. I'm learning the systems and everything. So when I bring a person in, right, they'll already know what to do. Everything will be laid out for them. All right, you go over here, you pick this load up, take it over here, and deliver that. Come on back. This is what your paycheck is going to be. So you give that driver that's going to work for you confidence to say, if things don't work out, well, it was on the driver. It wasn't nothing that I did because he got paid on time. His truck and stuff was up to par and it was working the way it was supposed to. The business was doing what it was supposed to do, so he wasn't doing a lot of sitting. So, if he say, hey, man, things don't work out, you can bring it out and say, well, hey, if it was the way that you was driving, had you made your deliveries and stuff on time, then that wouldn't put you in the position that you in there and stuff, as opposed to, oh, man, he didn't want to pay me. Now you got that reputation there and stuff, which a lot of own operators have, is that when it comes to the pay, oh man, he don't want to pay on time. Uh, you don't want to make no excuses and stuff and say, well, all right, you're supposed to get paid on Friday and stuff, and then you can't pay him till Monday. Rob Peter to pay Paul. You don't want to be in that position. You know, you want your business to a point. Whether you get your own authority or whether you're leased on, that where whoever works for you and stuff, if things don't work out, it's absolutely because of something that they did wrong and not something that you did. So um, that's step two. And then, of course, step three is when you got your own authority and say, well, you know what? I got these contracts and stuff laid out. I got these contracts and stuff laid out and stuff. And so, the business plan is um, for me to go this route here and stuff and get this X amount of trucks, X amount of trailers because this is the contracts that I got laid for me. And I'm talking about picking up some more contracts, which means that I got to get some drivers, and I need to be considering some of these other areas and stuff, and not just the areas that I'm in. I'm going to have to get some people over there in that area and stuff to start watching my stuff. You know, so it's you totally out the truck now and stuff. It's like you're going over here, you're visiting the site and saying, all right, this is where my building's going to be at, this is where my equipment's going to be at. You know, that sort of thing there and stuff, and you're overseeing the operation, but you got people also overseeing your operation of your operation. So that's step three and the final step, which is what we're all trying to get to. But even if you stay in step two, you're still okay. It's just you just can't get to a point where you get comfortable because hey, I'm leased on and stuff, and then the company been in business for 60 years, and all of a sudden they started to cease operations, and you over there with 15, 20 trucks and stuff, right, building along with them. Now your money and stuff is straight, but they're just saying that they're getting out of it. So now it's kind of forcing your hand into saying, Well, if you're not comfortable, then you already foreseeing these things and stuff and saying, okay, well, guys, we're switching over and we're gonna be doing, I got my own authority and stuff now, so we ain't gonna be doing any business with this particular carrier that we were leased on with. But some people don't do that. They just get comfortable, and then when the business go down, oh well, I got to go down with it because I ain't got nothing set up. I don't know I got 15, 20 trucks, but I don't know anything to do about having my own authority. All I know is just to go over here, bring trucks on, and then they get my base plates and my IFTA, and they file all my fuel reports and my fuel reports and stuff like that. I just pay whatever money got to be paid, but I ain't got no understanding of the inner operations and stuff. It's just they done everything for me, and all I got is just a bunch of trucks. I know how to pay drivers, but that's it. You got people out there that's like that. They're doing good and stuff like that, and they say, "Well, shoot, hey, I ain't got to do nothing else. Hey, I'm over here, I'm over here grossing X amount of millions of dollars and stuff like that and everything. My money coming in. I ain't got to learn nothing. They always at the beach somewhere. They at the beach somewhere and stuff, or at the house. Putting down other people, talking about, oh man, y'all lease drivers are stupid. Look at all this money I'm making. Look at all this money I'm making. I'm about to go over here and stuff, man, and post up. I'm at Disney World and stuff on Instagram. This is what my money and stuff is doing, and really ain't got no aspect of the business. God, they start talking about cutting contracts. Let's see, been watching for a while. Um, I appreciate that. I'm underrated because I don't entertain. My channel is not about entertainment and stuff. So it's not about all the flashy pictures and whatnot. I say that for Instagram, but yeah, I don't entertain and stuff like that. About to get out here and dance a jig for you and stuff like that. I ain't doing that. You know, but that's the name of the game, man. You sit there, you take the information, and you build upon it, but you don't get comfortable until the name and the number on the side of the truck and stuff are yours. If they say, if that's all yours right there, then you good to go. You can say, well, yeah, I can get comfortable in my operation, but you in somebody else's house, man, you ain't gonna go in their bedroom and talking about, okay, I'm gonna come into this bed, I'm gonna sleep in the same bedroom as you. No, you're gonna stay in the guest bedroom. You know, you can go in the refrigerator and stuff like that, but you can't eat all the food in the refrigerator. You got to be resourceful. Say, well, hey, I'll grab a little something. I'll put something in the refrigerator. But it's just like it's just like the whole trucking thing. We're all when we grow up and stuff, we're raised by our parents and stuff like that. So we're in our parents' house, and then when we get old enough, we say, well, we're going to go out here on our own, right? And I'm gonna get my own place. So you get your own place. If you move into an apartment, then you're a company driver. If you move into a house where you're paying rent, well, you're a lease driver. And then you do that for a while and stuff till you get an understanding about how the housing market and stuff work and what you need and stuff in that. But again, you're not getting comfortable in that house that you're renting or that apartment. You probably put furniture and stuff there, but you ain't talking about doing stuff, the landscaping and painting and redecorating and all that other stuff there on a big scale. You ain't doing that. You just, hey, I'm staying here right now because I need a place to stay. The house is comfortable, the area and stuff is good and stuff, but it ain't mine. So it ain't no point of me trying to get comfortable here. And then when you go out there and stuff, and you finally get your own house, you get your own house and stuff, man, then that's just like have your own authority because, when you stay in an apartment or you staying in a house that you renting in, if something goes wrong, you just call the landlord, hey man, the water heater messed up. So, and it's his obligation to fix it based upon the contract that you signed. You know, they fix all the things and stuff that's out there. It's no cost to you. But when you're in a house, okay, whether it's a turnkey operation or whether it's a fixer upper, then what you got to come to the table with your own money. Hey, look, the roof need to be redone. So how am I going to take care of it? You know, The structural integrity and stuff of the home and everything, it has to be redone. It has to be reworked. The landscaping and all that stuff there and everything. And that's what it is like in trucking. It's nothing wrong in being in those positions, but one day you're going to get old, and when you get old and stuff like that, the rent's still going to be the rent. It may go up, it may go down, but you still got to pay it every month. And if it don't get paid, and stuff, then the landlord ain't gonna have no obligate. They ain't gonna have no choice but to throw you out. It doesn't matter how long you've been. Well, I've been staying here for 30 years, paying rent. Okay, some questions might be thrown like, man, daggone, dude, you could have got you a house. Why wasn't you working on that and stuff? But and some people, we know some people that do that. They just get comfortable in this particular position here and stuff, and then they don't change. And then one day they're not able to go out there and take care of the things and stuff like that. Sickness falls upon um, those things there. You got to get a deal. You got to get you can get your license for 8 years, no problem. They'll give you your license, your CDL license for 8 years in some states. But you got to get a physical. Oh, sorry about that. Hold on. Some states and stuff, man. They give you a license for 8 years and stuff like that. But you disqualified. You disqualified for your DOT physical, and your CDLs mean nothing. They bump your stuff. They bump your stuff down to a Class A driver license. That's it. Until you certified by some doctor to tell you and stuff, man, you can go back to work. So what we talking about? Uh, and the doctor can say anything and stuff, man. Hey, listen, your neck is over 17 inches. Those who decide to go to Concentra to get your DOT inspection. Your DOT physical. Your neck is over 17 inches and stuff, so you got to go for a sleep study. Now you got to go get the sleep study, which means you got to schedule yourself to go over there and you got to get it done. And then whatever the doctor's finding is and stuff, okay, you got to get a CPAP machine. So you got to go get the CPAP machine and stuff like that. And then it's got to be monitored and hooked up. And then they got to collect the data and all that other stuff there. But see, that comes with being in this industry, and it typically falls on people who get older. When I first started, driving trucks, I was 195 pounds. I'm 240. I'm 243 pounds now. You see what I'm saying? So, they check my blood pressure and stuff like that. Blood pressure is a little bit elevated. Blood pressure a little bit elevated and stuff like that. So you got to take that into consideration. When you young, yeah, I used to go in there. A DOT physical wasn't nothing. I just said it's a waste of time, just like doing a drug test. Psst, hey, go ahead, run me my card and stuff like that. Now I go in there and stuff, man. I'm a little worried. And it ain't nothing like I can study. I can study and say, okay, well, um, and then go take the test and stuff, A, B, and C. Your body got to be right. Now all them cheeseburgers and fried chickens and pork chops and stuff and steaks that you were eating, you know, which tasted good and stuff like that, now it's taking its toll and saying, well, hey, I don't know if we're gonna be able to pass this thing and stuff, man. And you ain't got that card and stuff, and if you ain't got that card on you and stuff, that's it. And what they talking about doing now and stuff with your physicals is that um, they're making the doctors report when you go in to get your physical. If you fail, they got to report it. They got to report it to the state that you failed that day. You see what I'm saying? They were saying that it was confidentiality issues and stuff like that, which is why they didn't implement it. But it's just like anything else. If they put enough pressure on it, then now they gonna know. So ain't no getting around it. So it's just a lot of things considered and stuff. You getting into it when you're young. We don't think about retirement and getting old and all that stuff there is, hey man, we just getting money so I can go over here and get this car I was looking at. Cause there's nothing wrong with saying you want nice stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with that and stuff. And don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about it. If somebody tell you, oh man, no, don't go get that Mercedes. Don't go get that Mercedes because you ain't got your house yet. If if you know how to if you know how to shop around and stuff like that, you might get that Mercedes Benz on the low. You might get that BMW and stuff on the low and stuff. Then what? You ain't financing it. You paid it off cash. Okay, that's just something that you want. It's something that it's just don't let your whole life be about that and stuff. Buying a whole bunch of cars and a whole bunch of non-essential nonsense that ain't gonna help your credit. If you need your credit, you know, your capital and stuff like that. Don't be you talking about buying a truck and owning a truck and stuff, and every time and stuff, you got this truck over here that you can go get right now, but then you over there looking at that $30,000 Mercedes Benz. You got a truck over here, $30,000. You got that Mercedes Benz over there, $30,000. You going for the car, they ain't gonna make you no money. When you can go get the truck, when you go get the truck and stuff, man, they can buy you about 5 or 6 Mercedes Benz. But you got to have the floss and stuff like that. And again, that's understandable. Just make sure you're doing the right thing. Be economically sound with your money. Cause be honest with you, if you talking about doing this for a living, man, you ain't gonna have time. Your cars and stuff like that, they just gonna be sitting in the driveway and stuff collecting dust. Again, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just you ain't gonna be doing nothing but driving around town and stuff like that. Cause like, hey, dude, I got that load I gotta go pick up tomorrow, so I can't be going too far and everything with it. You know, shoot. Heck, I had two. Well, let's see. My two cars was registered and stuff like that. I don't even think I put maybe 2,000 miles a piece on both of them. Just driving them to Walmart and stuff like that. I probably put gas in it once a month. Go to the gas station, fooling myself like, I better go fill up. Put the thing in there and stuff. Man, don't take $2. Like, what the heck? Gas running on the ground and stuff. I done filled it up so bad, but that's what it is right now and stuff. If you can ride, you can get it. Go ahead and get it. Get what you can while you can for as long as you can. So everything said and done and stuff, you got what you need. And mistakes are going to be made. Mistakes are going to be made and stuff like that. And don't feel bad if you make them. But mistakes are made and they setbacks and stuff. But the setback ain't really going to set you back if you understood the mistake that you made, and then you correct that mistake. You know, just like I was talking to another brother and stuff, is that people gonna be critical about the things that you do. You can put stuff out there and people gonna talk about you. But in the midst of them talking about your stuff, are they gonna offer something constructive? That's what it means to have constructive criticism. Okay, I see the mistake that you're making, and so yeah, I talked about you about that mistake that you made, but at the same time, I'm gonna also give you a step-by-step play so that you don't make that mistake again. All right. Networking, meaning in the midst of talking about that mistake that you made, all right, I'm gonna turn you on to some people. I ain't just gonna say stuff just to be saying it. Like, oh man, shoot, that dude should have sat there and saved his money. He should have saved his money. He should have went over there to that shop and stuff and got that truck fixed. Okay, what shop could he have went to save some money? You see him spend. Oh man, he spent $4,000 and stuff like that. I could have easily got that done for about, my man could have got me done for what, about $800-900. Okay, who is the man that you're talking about? Turn him on to that and stuff, man. Oh man, it's a competition thing. It's not even people on the corporate level and stuff. They, like I said, they network. U.S. Express and Covenant. They brothers. They network. One on one side of Chattanooga and the other one's on the other side of Chattanooga. You think they just sitting there in competition saying, well, you know what? I got some information and stuff, but I ain't gonna share it with my brother and just let him fall under. Two different companies in the same family. CR England, Swift, Knights. They all in the same family. They network. Okay, hey, look, things doing bad. Let's see, what was that company? Central. Things was looking bad for them and stuff. That lawsuit was coming through. They talking about, man, shoot, hey, we're gonna have to pay out this money. What did Swift say? No, 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 you ain't. What you're gonna do and stuff is that you're gonna lease on to me. You're gonna lease on to me and stuff, and then I'm gonna absolve everything around here. So when they start looking for Central, ain't no more Central. Ain't no more Central. So they talking about, yeah, yeah, we won the lawsuit. What company you going after? They all Swift now, a whole different entity. You know, same thing with U.S. Express, Abilene, Smith Trucking, Toll of the Mississippi. They all under the same umbrella. But they corporations and stuff like that, yeah, they compete. But when they need to use their networking and stuff like that, hey, they pull together. But we can't do that because we're in competition with each other. And they over here, entities, man, over here worth billions of dollars. You know, even Celadon, when they was in business, when they first started, they started absorbing a lot of companies. Hey, listen, man, hey, dude, we facing a serious lawsuit. Okay, don't worry about it. Come on over here. We'll go ahead and absorb your company and stuff like that. You still get to keep your money though, but you just remember, we just got to put that Celadon thing and stuff on the side of your door. But you just a different division over here. That's what happened to this company called Burlington. That was back in 2002, excuse me. Snyder, same way and stuff. How you think Snyder became the biggest carrier and stuff in the country? They started absorbing companies that was facing some real big trouble. You know, oh man, I got this lawsuit and they won too, and they talking about collecting. Oh no, they ain't. You come on over here and stuff. We'll absorb it and stuff like that. You know, um, a lot of people don't realize this. Used to have their own. Landstar used to have their own company division. It was called Landstar Pool. Look it up. Landstar Pool. That used to be the They used to be the company driver side of Landstar. Who absorbed that? Snyder. They absorbed it and stuff like that. And they say, you know what? Hey, we out of the company driver business now and stuff. Everybody over here is own operator. That's what they used to be. They absorbed them back in 1998. Look it up. Landstar Pool. They had green. They had green international 9300s. You know, when they used to have those names, Landstar Pool, Landstar Ranger, um, all those other names there and stuff. It was just one entity that absorbed something to keep from having to pay a certain something. It was a networking. It was a networking scheme to help another person and stuff out. They just did it on a large level. But you talking about, oh, we can't do that. Well, we can't. Networking is the name of the game and stuff. If we're gonna get an understanding about things, shoot, I sat over here. The TA had to pay. What I had to pay? 800 and where this bill at? Here it is. $808.39 for some steer brakes for some steers. I remember it used to be not too long ago at the same TA. You can get whole two axles, two drums, and a set of brakes for $800. I got my whole back end done and stuff, man. In fact, got it done for the truck. Then I went right back, I think a month later and did it for the trailer. They promised me, they said it's going to be the same price. Took it back to the same TA, and actually it was a little bit cheaper. And I'm over here paying $808 and stuff, man, for, a set of brakes and some drums and stuff on the steers. Crazy. But, I'm pretty sure, I put that on out there. Man, shoot, there you go. That's too much money. Man, I could have got those brakes and stuff, man, put on everything for about $200. Okay, where can I go? Who got the special? Who got the deals and stuff going on? You know, man, you spent $20,000 on a rebuild. Shoot, I could, hey, my man over here and stuff, man, he could have done that stuff for like $2,000. Okay, where your man at? What's his information? No, I can't be getting you all that, man. I can't be getting you all that and stuff. He give me the hookup, right? Right. You just talking just to hear yourself talk. Because you want to put yourself out there. Oh well, I'm better than you. That ain't what it's about. All right, well, fam, I've been up here over an hour and stuff, man. I hope that I did a better job today than I did yesterday. I see I ain't had no difficulties and stuff with the phone, so go ahead, jump on off here. Um, we're gonna go live and stuff again tomorrow. We're gonna probably do it tomorrow afternoon. Kind of got a 1 o'clock appointment in at Walmart, so we're gonna try to do it around anywhere between 4 and 5 o'clock. So we're gonna go live one more time and stuff this weekend. Again, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for the likes, the comments. Um, Listen, y'all be safe out there and stuff. You know, shout out to all those. Shout out to all the information that's being put out there and stuff, man. And the people y'all turning me on to and stuff. I'm still here. I'm still doing the doggone thing. You know, let's do what we got to do to get what we need to go where we got to go. So, with that being said, it's your man here, as always, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster telling you, continue to do your research, fact finding studies, harness on your skills every day. Till next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, and peace out.